Welcome back to Collaboration Conversations. I am Regina Partain Bergman, your co host. My official co host, Pearl Cox, is unable to be with us at this time. And so we have the pleasure of having guest co hosts. I'm so thrilled to have these guest co hosts and the wonderful panelists that they bring to this show and contribute to this amazing conversation about collaboration. My guest co host today is a longtime friend. We've known each other for a while now, and that is Irina Strunina. That's hard for me to say today for some reason. And Irina is the head of the Smart Move 360. She is doing amazing things in the world relative to helping people with diabetes. So, welcome, Irina. So glad to have you here today.
Well, thank you, Regina, and thank you for inviting me. I am thrilled to be here and also to be here with all these friends that you said I need to bring 5 people. I was happy to bring five. If I could bring 10, I will bring 10 because
We'll
there
have to
are
do a second show and you can bring the other five.
no sweat, no sweat.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Adina, would you share a bit with our audience about your journey? What's brought you to this place in life and who you serve and why? If you could briefly tell us that.
Well, this is I briefly, it's hard to say, but how I happen to be in this place? Well, thank you, Regina. This is because of you, because somebody introduced me, Barbara Ellison introduced me to you. I started following you. Regina was doing an amazing job just sharing wisdom freely every day. And I was listening and listening and gaining that wisdom. And then I started thinking what I can do, how I can change. And then I met Monica, and then through Monica I met, Peggy and Yo. And what I'm doing, I'm helping people who were recently diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I am helping them to find the ground after they got this devastating news. But these people supporting me on it, and right now our Facebook group is 118,000 people. And this is amazing how we got there. I thought 200, 300 maybe. And here we are. And everybody here, Trevor and Vic, who I met just recently, they're all supporting this movement. So that's what I'm
Awesome.
doing.
That is fabulous. When you told me the other day that you were up over 100,000 in your Facebook group, I was blown away. I don't remember what the number was the last time we talked, but it wasn't anywhere near 100,000. I have a little 500 person Facebook group. Does that count?
It does. It does.
It does, doesn't it? Adina, would you introduce our guests, please, and have them share a bit about their journey and who they serve and why, please?
Absolutely. As I mentioned, I will just in chronological order. So the
Okay.
next person I would like to introduce is Monica, because I will not be where I am right now if not her. With her support, with her guidance, with her push, everybody has to have a friend to keep your back, to push you forward. That's what she's doing on a daily basis. So Monica, please.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. It's nice to see my friend Regina again. We have
It
crossed
is
paths
good
in
to
the
see.
past. And also, thank you for the generous introduction, Irina. So, what I am passionate about is people who want to make a difference in the world and supporting them to do that. And a lot of times, what happens when we get in this journey, we feel like we're alone, and we feel like we have to hold it all on our shoulders. And what I am hoping that I will be able to do with the community that we're creating and co creating, when I say co creating, I mean a lot of the people who are here on this screen right now are a part of that co creation team. But this community that we have co created is helping me with my personal mission, which is to let everyone know that it is their birthright to live healthy, wealthy, and fulfilled. It's not something that someone has to tell you or give to you or hand to you or like take off the shelf and gift you. It already belongs to you. And what we have forgotten, what we have been programmed out of, is understanding that health, wealth, and fulfillment all belong to us. It's what we are hardwired for. It's how our bodies are made so that we can be healthy, so that we can enjoy experiences, so that we can express ourselves. And so that has been my journey. And that journey of accidentally creating a global virtual conference connected me to Irina. And then I dragged the next person, probably in chronological order, to this concept of this mission, my dear friend Peggy, and cross paths with another place that Irina sent me into with Yo. And then when I started doing the work with Irina, then I was able to meet Trevor and thought he was amazing. Was like, oh my gosh, you got to have Trevor as a part of the crew. And then one of our other community members said, well, you guys need Vic. You need him. And so he was also brought into the team of co-creating this space that we're all doing together. So I am in gratitude and in true humbleness, because I realized that I did not get here because Monica Henderson thought this is where I was supposed to be, but that the universe and all of my willingness to march in this path of helping people understand this birthright, I was gifted amazing people like this. And I honor that gift on a regular basis. And this is why I get to spend every day supporting them in their individual missions that help people be healthy, wealthy, and fulfilled. And at the same time, while I'm helping them, I'm also supporting my own dream of that as well. So that is how I got here to this very moment in this very screen with you today. And I'm just so grateful to have a friend like Irina. And I know we say friend because that is really kind of a loose term. It's more like a sister at this point. I've spent so many hours upon hours on Zoom with her. But I am grateful to have her as a part of my family of choice.
Awesome. That's fantastic.
Well, as Monica already mentioned, chronologically, the next person is Peggy. So, Peggy, would you please to introduce yourself?
My name is Peggy McCartha, and I am a headshot strategist. I have been a professional photographer for well over 30 years. And I think it was about 5-6 years ago, Monica said, what's your goal? What's your plan? And I was like, I don't know, just keep taking pictures of people like until I die. That's my plan. And she was like, no, but like, what would you really want? And I was like, well, I've kind of always dreamed of like having a business where I could employ photographers and, give them really good money, good leads, and like keep photographers working. And again, this was 5-6 years ago. And how I got to where I am now is because I kept saying yes and. Every time the universe presented me with something, I was like, okay, let's do that. And during the pandemic, speaking at different business conferences, I realized that what I do with my clients one-on-one, I could do as a standalone program and help people understand how to use their headshots, their profile pictures, their branding materials to actually reach their ideal clients. And that kind of went crazy. I mean, I was doing this for people all over the world. And then people were like, do you know a photographer in my area? And I was like, no, I don't know any photographers. And so I was like, all right, Monica, I think I'm going to have to do like a 2-hour webinar. And that 2-hour webinar quickly evolved into a 26-course certification program.
Wow.
And then I was like trying to promote this program and realized that 3% of people that buy online programs finish it. And I was like, no. I didn't do this to make money. I did this to help people. So then started building a community of professional photographers to help them maximize their business. build their brand and marketing, grow their network, and of course, sharpen their photography skills. So creating that with Monica and Irina and Yo and everybody else, having that space that safe space to say yes and if it doesn't work, then to have other people collaborate and say, you know what, Peggy, did you think of this? Have you tried that? And there was some kicking and crying along the way, but once you get out of your own way and really think about big picture things, that's why when this podcast was about collaboration, I was like, oh, I get that. Like, I used to be like a 2-year-old that said, no, I can do it myself. And now I realized I can do it myself. However, it's much quicker and much more fun to do it with amazing people. And the universe has provided a ton of amazing people in my life to help go. So that is how I ended up in this space.
Awesome.
Great. Thank you, Peggy. So the next person, of course, is Yo, our joy igniter and igniter. And you call her whatever you may think about the joy, that's all applies. So please tell us about yourself.
Hey, hey, hey! My name is Yo. Can y'all hear me okay? These headphones
Yes.
are weird. Perfect. The head nods in unison. My name is actually Yolanda, but I go by Yo because it kind of sums up me. It's short, it's sweet, it's unforgettable, and it's fun. That's what I am. Short, sweet, unforgettable, and fun. So I got into this space because Monica Henderson, known as the genius activator she is, she gave me the tagline Joy Igniter because I just have this, I've been told, and I'm starting to receive, I have this contagious energy. I have this thing about once I go into a room, it's like, hey, and you can't help but tap into some level of joy. So that's where that came from. Be Yourself Every Day was, again, to Monica's attribute. When I came into the space with her, I told her 2 things. So I wanted to be a vessel for God and get out of my way. And I wanted to be able to answer the question, what do I do? Because at the time, I didn't feel like I was that. To Peggy's point, I was in my own way. And I had no idea what I was actually doing. Now I can tell you with confidence, I'm the creator and founder of Be Yourself Every Day. It is a journey of authenticity. It's an identity shift program that I created because of my disease. I was diagnosed with of alcoholism 4 years ago. So when I got out of rehab, I began to question everything. So I'm passionate about the people I work with to question everything. I'm currently in my daughter's apartment, in my granddaughter's bedroom, as a digital nomad. Within the last year, I have made some amazing shifts, including separating from my 30-year marriage. It's not toxic, so don't be giving me that awes. Giving up my apartment, selling my car, and actually creating a life designed by me for me, connected, activated, and expanding. And so collaboration, Monica, Irina, and Peggy are my sisters from another mister. And I'm sure that eventually Vic and Trevor will be my brother from another mother because I don't meet strangers. I believe we all family. So I'm just grateful to be here. I love my sisters, and I'm so glad we're sharing this space together.
I told you. Here is we're talking about the joy igniter, right? So the next person is Trevor. I met him actually not as long. I know him not as long as I know this ladies. We met last beginning of June, end of May.
Yeah.
Yes, at the event. For me, it was the first time. No, the second live event after pandemics and everything. And here he was, and it's interesting. I had a goal. I have a podcast myself. I had a goal. I need co-hosts for like guests to interview on that podcast because it's right during the expo. So I walk around the expo looking at people, and you know, got to you cannot not notice their group, and he was, he is the person to talk to, and invited him to be my guest. And Monica was there, and like, who is that guy? We need him. We need to have the guy like him in our universe. So Trevor, please talk about yourself a little bit.
All right. Well, I appreciate the kind words, first of all. And Yo, I love your energy. I am first and foremost a CrossFit gym owner. I've been doing that for 12 years. my role with Irina down in Florida was with life-based solutions. So within my business, I utilize a nutrition software program called LifeBase, and it enables me to work with hundreds of nutrition clients, whether they're athletes or, for the majority of people, just wanting to be healthier, lose body fat, improve their health and wellness. And so my role with LifeBase developed within the last couple of years, taking the program that we ran in our gym, and now we're expanding nationally and teaching other businesses, whether it's doctors, chiropractors, gym owners, how they can impact more lives using the right software. And so that's my role as business development with LifeBase. It's cool when you talk about collaborations and meeting people. I look back, we went to Florida on a whim. I had never done anything like that before. And I think Irina would tell you, I think that we had in our eyes, it was going to be way bigger than what it was. But one positive thing came out of that, and it was this relationship. And I think we're going to do some really cool things. We've got some nutrition courses for students. We've got them for adults. We're educating the world on nutrition. And what I see with her diabetes group is second to none. We are giving people a way to impact lives on a massive scale. And I am very passionate about the way that our status quo handles things like type 2 diabetes and throwing medication and pills at things. Our mission at LifeBase is not only giving people a way to make money and expand their business, but to change lives in the process. And so we believe in education. We believe in teaching people healthy habits that can last a lifetime. And that's kind of my role with the group, is growing into that role on the education side of things. So yeah, I'm excited. I appreciate the opportunity to be here and look forward to working with all of you more in the future.
Perfect. Thank you, Trevor. And the last person in today's session, because we'll have more, is Vic, who we definitely, as Monica said, met just a month ago through one of our community member. And I am so glad, because he has amazing program. He has a lot of ideas, and I wanted him to introduce himself.
Thank you so much, Irene. It's so great to be here and meet everybody here for the first time. I'm Vic Rubenfeld, and I'm the founder of EmpowerPeople.care, which is telehealth with nurses. Our doctors are so important and so valuable, and their time is so precious. If it's a question of a diagnosis or a prescription, you go to your doctor. If it's any of our many other urgent questions, it's very tough for doctors to schedule time to answer all of our questions, and many of them would rather have us ask those questions of nurses. So, for example, new moms are often cutting work and rushing to the ER at the slightest symptom of a new symptom in their children. Or someone with diabetes might look at their biometrics that morning and say, whoa, I've got a 5 on my potassium. I've never gotten a 5 on my potassium. What is going on? And be very stressed. Or your loved one might be taking a medication and you might want to know what's going on with it. What does it do? They've got a new symptom. Could it be a side effect? And so we have all these questions, and it's tough for our doctors to answer all of our questions. So a lot of doctors would rather have us talk to nurses, and that's why I have EmpowerPeople.care. And it's so great to be here. In terms of collaboration, Irina and Monica and I are talking about featuring a nurse on a regular basis on this amazing Diabetes 101 forum. And we're very excited about it.
Thank you, Vic. So,
awesome.
Regina, the stage is yours.
This is an amazing group. I am so excited and can't wait to see where this conversation goes. It's unscripted, as you know, and as anybody who's watched the show, it's unscripted.
Can I interrupt you, please?
Sure, you may. It's unscripted.
I started with Monica, but I really should have started with you, because I know where I met you, how we met, and what did we do. They don't. So could you please give us your introduction?
Sure, I'd be happy to share it. Briefly. So I am an entrepreneur at heart. I've been an entrepreneur since I was a child. I have worked for other people, but it's not my sweet spot. Uh, I just really enjoy being an entrepreneur. And currently, what I do is business coaching. I'm a profit acceleration and exit strategy business coach. So I help entrepreneurs, business owners, CEOs to exponentially increase the profit in their business while fixing their structure so that they have a business that they actually can leave a legacy with. Fixing their business so that when they want to exit, they can profitably. Most businesses aren't built properly to where they have any kind of resale value when they're ready to exit. And so I'm on a mission to change that. 95% of small business owners do not have a business that they can leave profitably. And many of them, if you ask them or you talk about exit strategy, the response is, oh, well, I don't ever plan to sell the business. Well, what if something happens to you? What legacy have you left your family if the business is not saleable because it wasn't built properly? So I'm on a mission to fix that and change those statistics. So thank you, Irina.
Thank
All
you.
right. Something that I heard, I think this is a good jumping off place for us, a good starting point. Something that I heard in all of you is about how you're changing lives. So let's talk about how collaboration fits into that changing of lives. Trevor, I think you used the term in your introduction. I think you said about changing lives. So I think we all love being part of the ripple effect, what I call the ripple effect, that as I impact someone's business, someone's life, I'm impacting more lives, right? As they go out and make a difference in the world. Share with me, share with our audience what it means to you to be able to collaborate to change lives. And feel free to unmute yourselves and just share. Whoever feels like they'd like to go first.
Well, I really responded to something Monica said a few moments ago about how it's your right to be healthy. And we're trying to help with that. We want people to have enough information to feel empowered and capable of handling their health conditions. So if I can get that information to somebody a little faster and help them feel a little bit more comfortable, well, that's a huge part of our mission. Today, 60% of people, of U.S. adults, have one or more chronic conditions. So you might feel you're not normal or you're not like everybody else, but you kind of are. It is average. It is normal to have a chronic condition, and we want to help people feel capable and confident that they can handle it.
Awesome. So who do you collaborate with then, Vic?
Well, I collaborate with the nurses. I get phenomenal input from them. My lead nurse advisor is Maureen Magnani. She's fantastic. She wants to participate. She will be participating in the featured nurse program that Irina and Monica and I are putting together.
Awesome.
This may be a little far afield, but I collaborate with everyone I speak to, and I tell them what I'm doing. And my superpower is I love tough questions. And so I look for the tough questions. The toughest question was, Vic, why would I talk to a nurse when I could talk to a telehealth doctor? And it turns out that there's a very important reason. That the doctors are just, as I was saying, they're just overloaded and too busy. So we're helping the doctors too.
Right. Very good.
Well, there's two things.
Monica.
There's two things that Vic said that I want to address. The first thing is weird is the new normal, right? So if you're feeling like you're a weirdo out there, or you're feeling like you're a little different, or you're feeling like you're not exactly what everybody else is, you're right. You are absolutely not what everybody else is, because you are a combination of millions of little factors that are going into you walking this earth. And so welcome to the club of weirdos. We're all weirdos together.
True.
So that was the first thing that I wanted to say. But the other thing that Vic said was that he is collaborating with everyone who he speaks to. And I agree with that 100%. If we can change the word from collaboration to co-creation, right? We are
I like
in
that too.
co-creation
Yeah.
with everyone in our lives and everyone we cross paths with, whether we're co-creating a relationship or
Right.
co-creating a moment or an experience. We are
Mhm.
in co-creation. And when I stopped looking at collaboration as like, well, I give input, then you give input, I give input, and you give input. And there's this
Yeah.
transactional exchange.
It's so much more than that.
It really kind of changed everything, right? It changes that dynamic. So if I think, well, Vic is now in the partnership with me and Irina, and we are going to change the world together because we're going to help him by featuring his nurses, and he's going to help us by providing nurses to the people we need to help. We're in co-creation together, right? And if Trevor is educating on how to be healthy physically and giving information about how to eat better, and me and Anita are bringing him to our masses, and he in turn is able to help them, and we're able to help his business by bringing him more visibility, then we're in co-creation together. Peggy and I, just being of service to the community by creating the Diabetically Speaking podcast and making sure that that happens on a regular basis, is the co-creation of it all. Yo turning up for every single diabetic fair and actually giving her tips on how to tap into that joy as a relief of stress, because stress is a #1 factor in chronic illness. That is also a co-creation. So we all are in co-creation with Irina to support her community. But in turn, she is in co-creation in supporting us and how we want to give our gifts, how we want to use our zone of genius to help the world. And so this concept of collaboration, if we could just lean into it as a co-creation conversation, as opposed to a like transactional exchange of do this and do this and you do this and I do that, you'd be surprised how far we can go. I mean, look at how far Irina has come with this collaboration changeover to co-creation space, right?
Yeah. No, I like that term. That's awesome, Monica. I like that perspective on it, because I don't see it as transactional either. To me, it's not that. And every person I meet, I'm looking for ways that I can support them, and that's part of my collaboration with them, is to always look for ways. Can I introduce them to somebody? Can I share something? Can I give them a stage? What can I do to help this person in their route? And it shouldn't be a tit for tat. It shouldn't be, okay, I did that for you, so now I'm expecting something from you. But to me, that collaboration is that giving freely. I like that co-creation concept. That's awesome.
And while you're doing that, I'm sorry, yo. I just started talking.
It's all good. It's all good.
While you're co-creating, see, I grew up in a really, really small town, actually not far from Trevor. And when you're just by yourself, or when you're in a little small space, you only think about the little small things that affect you and the 5 people around you. But when you start opening up yourself to collaborating with other people, you get a bigger view of the big picture. You get to see more like, oh, I didn't even know somebody needed that. I can do that. Oh, I didn't even know that was an option. Can you help me with that? Like, you start seeing the bigger picture, and as you're helping other people, your vision grows. I mean, Monica's witness, she was there. She watched me all of this come out. I was happy just taking pictures of people in my studio one at a time. Like, I was going to do that till I was 98 years old. Like, that was the plan. Because I too probably should talk to you, Regina. Anyway,
let's visit.
Because my exit plan was the coffin. I was planning on working up till a week before.
There you go.
Anyway.
So funny.
But seriously, when you start opening yourself up, you're seeing so much more. And not only do you help, not only was I honored to have the privilege of helping Yo create her podcast, but because of that, I got to meet Trevor. I'm going to meet Vic. Vic's the only person in the room I don't know yet. Hey, Vic.
Looking forward to it, Peggy.
The more you talk, the more you share, the more you give, the more you get. Like
Absolutely.
When you open up your arms to give, your arms are already open to receive, and and that's really how collaboration, co-creation works. Is I have different lived experiences than Monica does. So when I'm telling a story, Monica's like, what? No, because of that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, really? And then you get a bigger picture. And then Irina's like, no, we did this. And I'm like, what? and then you grow and grow and grow. So I think that's the beauty of working with other people, is that it allows you to grow, and it allows the people around you to grow.
Absolutely. One of the words that came to my mind, or that you said, I'm not sure which, was transformations. And I think that Monica has participated in and witnessed many transformations in the course of her business. And we're all so grateful for the work that she does in helping others transform. Thank you, Monica. Yo, let's catch up with you.
Thank you, Peggy, sister from another mister. Look at she, my sister. What I was going to say is, like, I grew up with the adage, it takes a village to raise a child. And so I feel like collaboration is and I also was a public school teacher for over 20 years. And I would joke with my students and say, hey, when you graduate, I'm 1/13 of your success, because I knew I couldn't do all of it. So when we collaborate, it keeps us humble, for one. And also, it's like planting a seed. Like, I'm able to plant the seed in Irina, but then Monica adds the fertilizer, Peggy puts a little water on it, Vic adds the sunshine, Trevor works it out, because he does fitness, make sure the leaves get the attention they get. But it took all of us to get that person to reach their fullest potential, because we can't do it all alone. And who wants to, right?
And who wants to
do alone is stuff I probably shouldn't say on TV, but
yeah. Awesome. Irina, do you have any comments on this?
Well, for one thing, I'm just listening to all of these people. You see what jewels I brought here. It's, like the necklace here of jewels. And I agree with everything they say. And to me, this collaboration, co-creation, I mean, look at this, what I am doing, what I have. This is, I don't know, if you look in the dictionary, like in Wikipedia, that's what you will see. Smart Move 360, this is the result of all this collaboration. I mean, Regina, you started, it's not exactly you started, but you kept my attention. So I started thinking about it. And then after this, as the seed already in the ground, and then everybody adds something. Talking with Monica, I get one set of ideas. Peggy add more, light to that. Yo will bring more fun to that. Talking with Trevor, now I have different perspective of what we can do. Vic opened for us the totally different, how do you say, cut of the picture that we have here. So it's co-creation, and everything I do is exactly that. My 5 admins, their sweat and sleepless nights and everything, could not be done by myself. As I said, 200 people, not even that. I would not open the group if not the people here.
Can I just say that's true?
Yes, please.
I believe me, Yo, and Peggy were all in the room, kicking her in the back to open this group. She was like resistant to the concept of a Facebook group, and I think we bullied her for 40 minutes solid before she finally pulled the trigger to open it. But once she finally relinquished, okay, I do need to step into my greatness. I do need to step into what I said I wanted to do. That surpassed us. And I remember being like, look, Irina, it's not that hard. And I was so proud of my 900 people that I got into my group, right? And she like leapfrogged me in
Zoom.
like one fell swoop. Like I worked hard for like 4 months to get 900 people.
Yeah.
Open the group, and it just catapulted in that way. But it was proof that what she was doing was really necessary, right? It wasn't even like a luxury, like, oh, well, you have the luxury of learning about this. This was something that people needed. And we were all honored once we realized, like, oh my gosh, we're really going to get a chance to help people. All of us, we were all honored to continue to give and to continue to help, grow, and also continue to kick her butt along the way when she would say, like, oh, but I'm not big enough, or I'm not enough, or I can't do this. And it's like, I literally got offended when she was like, I don't have a team. And I was like, so what are we?
What are we?
We are your team. Are you kidding? The blood, sweat, and tears, and the crying, and the rubbing the back, and that's just Irina's part of it. Experience that as well, right? Like,
oh my goodness,
that bonding that we were able to do in supporting her to bring this forward. It was this would not exist if she did not be open to the collaboration of it all from all of us doing this. Yeah. Right.
And a couple of things there. When you talk about that, giving that push, I tell clients that I'm here to hold your hand and to kick you in the tush. Both are necessary at different times, and that's what I'm here for.
I tell mine.
I used to tell mine.
I used to tell my clients when I was doing fitness training, and Trevor, we're gonna talk later. Was I'm your tough love cheerleader. I'm your tough love cheerleader. I will be at the same time. So it's just that.
Yep. Exactly right.
I think one of the things we talk about with our kids that we train all the time is opportunity and taking advantage of every opportunity you can. We have no idea which one is going to pay off or what's going to be the big one. So that's one thing I've found is I will talk to anybody, any situation. We're going to run with it. And it's led to cool things like this. Not everyone works out, but the ones that do are pretty cool.
I think that's a really important point, Trevor. And I think it's as important to bring out the pluses as well as the minuses. Some collaborations don't work out. Right. There are do's and don'ts, right? There are things you should not do. Monica talked a while ago about it being I'm going to do this, so you got to do that kind of a thing. That's not the way a real collaboration should work. What are some other things that you found in those that didn't work out, Trevor? What were some of the things that led to it not working out?
I think being with like-minded people. I think if you're not, from what I get out of this group, everybody's very driven and passionate about changing lives. It cannot be about the money alone. Not that any of us are opposed to that. You should be paid for the time you put in. But if you don't have some deeper drive for what you're doing, it doesn't work. And I think those things come to the surface pretty quickly. And I think all of us are, in the business to help as many people as possible and truly be passionate about what we do. So in my experience, it's been the people that are in it more for themselves and with that very narrow-minded focus, those things just typically don't work out.
They don't work out. Yeah. And so sometimes we have to walk away from those collaborations, right?
Right.
Yeah, they're not serving us. Irina, since everybody in this group is really focused or really a part of what you're doing, why don't you take a second and talk about the collaboration that occurs inside of that Facebook group of 118,000 people?
Perfect. Thank you for this question, because I was talking, this is what actually relates to what Monica mentioned. When I said once that I don't have a team, at that moment, at that conversation, I meant that I belong to you guys. I will give everything what I can to help, to support, to participate, to do all this. But I don't have my own thing that I am the creator or head of or leader of, because who am I? I'm good at supporting. And Monica did not know this way of thinking. She looked at it overall, what about us? Aren't we your team? I'm like, from that standpoint, you are, but anyways, this group, the Facebook group that happened,
It happened.
this
Just fell out of the sky, didn't it?
well, this was funny. After this 40 minutes of torturing me that you have to open the group, I said I was upset. I didn't like that. So I ended that Zoom call. Yes, that's what was. So then I closed my camera and I was like, and I
Did you
went.
storm off?
No, I kept being polite.
Okay.
So I went to Facebook.
Yeah.
I
I
went
think
to
I've seen that
Facebook
pose.
and typed there this Diabetes 101 for beginners search. It
There wasn't
did
any.
not exist at the moment. And I was like, I have to take it now. These people forcing me to do that. But then the rest of it is kind of, there's a list of actions that you need to do. So I've been in enough courses, business classes, seminars, webinars. So I just followed this specific list of actions.
Right.
And Monica is right. In like exactly a month, I had about 800 people, but the 1,000 people were like in 5 weeks. So
Wow.
the and what happened in the group right now, what is happening, people they get these diagnoses, they do not get lots of instructions from their doctors. As Vic mentioned, doctors are overloaded, and
Right.
plus there's not everybody and not every doctor is an expert in diabetes. They recognize it, that they can
Right.
diagnose it, but they will not be able to lead you through it because
Right.
this is not their area of expertise. So people finding our group, they found information that we have there useful for them. They started bringing their people. That's how it grew so fast, because somebody found the group and every day they started bringing 30, 20
Wow.
people of their who they want them to be there. And then
Right.
people started sharing their information and they started supporting each other. Somebody say, "Oh, I give up," and everybody is jumping in and saying, "Don't do that. You can do it. If I can do," and they share their stories
Yeah.
and they share their examples. So now then people started reaching out to me saying, "You're doing such a good job helping so many people. Do you need help?" So I was able to handpick 5 people from there who are spending a lot of hours there helping
Ah,
me to lead this group. Then some of the
fantastic.
people got the suggestions, got the ideas, started taking actions, got their numbers under control, got their diagnosis into remission. They didn't leave the group. They stay in the group and they now kind of like mentoring the newcomers and they're sharing their information. So, and then, some doctors are reaching out to me and saying, "Hey, I am such and such doctor. How can I help?" This is all goes collaboration, co-creation. We are creating a community that is helping people to deliver this information about diabetes, to kill that darn stigma so people will be okay. Yes, I've got it, but I know that I can deal with that.
Yeah.
Yes, we have it in the family, but we can do different make changes and make this work out for us so we can all live and enjoy and stay healthy, wealthy, and more fulfilled if we can. So
Awesome.
so this is the collaboration part in the community that happened
And
under
it's
my
an
wing.
open, I mean, it's an open group, right? It's not a
it's
private group. It's
it's a
it's a public
public
group.
group, and the reason why I keep it public, because I had a lot of requests to close it. The reason why I keep it public, because not every, as I said, stigma is really not helping. So people, a lot of times, they don't want to share with their family about their
Right.
diagnosis.
Right.
Sometimes they're afraid, and they also know that if you're a member of a group, probably some of your friends on the Facebook will know about it. So
Right.
they're not becoming members, but they still learning from the group, from the information that we have there.
Excellent.
And that's the reason why I keep it public. And I will keep it this way. And if somebody doesn't like it, they have two options. They can find another private group and go there, or they can stay there and post as anonymous, and that also is available.
Yeah.
So multiple opportunities for people to learn, to get better, to start making changes. And I am thankful for any help that I'm getting there.
Awesome.
So wait a minute, you have how many members?
118,000.
118,000, and then people can go that aren't even members. So you're touching that's
Countless lives.
Countless. That's awesome.
And when did you start the group, Irina? How long has it been going?
2.5 years ago.
2.5 years ago. Are you
February
listening to this
11th.
world?
February 11th of 2021, these ladies forced me to open that.
And I want to thank all of these ladies for pushing you to do that, Irina.
Well, I actually
you are
thankful
changing
too.
lives.
I am
Yeah.
thankful for that too, because I call myself one of the luckiest people in the world, because I meet right people in the right time. I happen to be in the right place in the right time again and again and again since I was a child. And I do recognize that, and I am thankful for that. So I didn't have, we had another conversation when I was also very upset and sitting like this, because people were talking about how much they contribute here or they contribute there, and they're members of this and that. And I'm sitting there, nothing clicks. I am not contributing anywhere, just my friends. I am helping them, but that's about it. And then with this community, I actually know that I am contributing. I know that me and my friends and my partners, we are helping people to get better, to eliminate the situation in family that our family had to face. And this is huge. I mean, this is something that I'm happy to be part of.
It takes us full circle to where we started about changing lives, right?
Oh, yeah.
Takes us full circle. Awesome. Folks, we could go on, and unfortunately, it's only an hour show. So what we're gonna do is transition here to our wrap-up round, and I'm gonna have Irina lead that. So Irina, would you kind of give your final thoughts about collaboration, co-creation, and contact information, although I think we can see it behind you to some degree. And then have each person, would you go around the panel and have each person do that as well? Okay.
All right. Well, my final thought about collaboration, who said it? Not today. Somebody wise said it earlier, much earlier before, that you could go far by yourself, but you could get there much faster when you go as a team, as a group. So for me, as I said, nothing will be like what it is right now without these people, without people who are supporting me and helping me and I can call Regina sometimes, just like Regina. I am, and she'll confirm that I have those calls once in a while, like, Regina, I just need my mind organized because something I got too much. So I know Monica also gets those calls. So you just cannot do it with Monica all the time. So that's what I have. For me, collaboration helps me in every step. And to contact with me, it's easy. Diabetes 101 for beginners. This is Facebook group. I'm an admin there. My webpage is smartmove360.com. You could go there and connect with me. And I just have to make this announcement. This coming Saturday, September 30th, we have a Diabetic Healthcare Expo, which will be streamed to Facebook group Diabetes 101 for beginners, where everybody could meet with our amazing participants, doctors,
Awesome.
and all healthcare professionals. Monica, you do next.
Okay. Yeah, I was like not expecting that. That was like a and go. I love it. So for everyone who's watching, and I'm sure you guys are all coming from various walks of life, what I want you to understand is that what you have to contribute to the world is just as important as anything that anybody else has to contribute to the world. And the best way to be a co-creator is to show up and come from a place of contribution and get those blessings like Peggy, I think it was Peggy who said, when you open your arms to receive, you're also open. When you open your arms to give, you're also open to receive. I love that. I love quoting my friends. It's amazing when you have that many cool people around you. But this concept of just showing up and saying, how can I serve? How can I give? You'll be surprised what you learn about yourself and what you learn about everyone around you. So just come from a place of contribution and be in support of people around you. And the universe takes care of those who takes care of others. So be in that space. How you can reach me, it's very simple, monicamhenderson.com. So just like my name with the .com at the end, you can book a chat with me, whether you are a business owner or not, and you just kind of like this conversation and you're like, what do you do over there? And you want to have that conversation. I would love to have a conversation with you. I have 20 minutes for almost anyone. I say almost because, I might only have 10 for someone who's not very kind. But I would love to chat with you, and maybe we can find a way that you can find co-creation in your life, in ways that you can kind of give your gifts, your talents, and your genius so that you can activate other people's lives to live healthy, wealthy, and fulfilled.
Love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Peggy.
So I'm supposed to follow that and tell you my thoughts of co-creation. Thank you. I think that, I started co-creating with Monica right before the pandemic, right? Like right before the shutdown. And I have to say that I have a different experience with the past 3 years than most people do, because I had more support and more collaboration and more camaraderie than I have in my entire life. I've always been an entrepreneur. I've never had the 9-to-5 situation in my life. And a lot of that time I did everything myself because I felt like I had to. And Monica, and believe me, we laugh at Irina for crossing her arms, but there was a few times that Monica had to grab me by the ear and drag me kicking and screaming as well. And like, why do it? Like, yes, you can do it alone, but why? Why? It's so much more fun and so much more efficient to do things together. So if you want to get in touch with me, you can go to headshotstrategist.com/let's chat. And book a call with me. If you're a photographer, book a call with me. If you're a person that uses images, book a call with me. We should talk. I look forward to collaborating and co-creating with you in the near future.
Thank you, Peggy. Thank you. Yo, it's your turn.
Yay! Follow up both of those two. So, co-creation. I would say this: show up authentically and be yourself every day. I know it's a little punchline to my business, but I'll say this to everybody. Always show up authentically and be yourself, and encourage those you're co-creating with to do the same. And that will help you avoid some of those situations Trevor speaking of earlier, where you're co-creating with the, not unaligned person. So be yourself every day. I would say that. To reach myself, go to beyourselfeveryday.com. Ignore the butterfly. Beyourselfeveryday.com. Click connect on the left side to have a conversation with me. If you need a little jolt of joy in your life, just get on my calendar, or sign up on and go into my group and see some of the stuff I have in there. But I will tell you this: I am the best lame joke teller ever. And before I stop, I gotta give you a joke. So why is the football stadium so cold? Why is the football stadium so cold? Because it's full of fans.
That's good, yo.
I I know she is always finding a way to make this joke, and I never heard the same joke twice. So this is interesting. Okay, Trevor, how about you?
Right. I love the joke. That's great. That's awesome. So, if you are somebody that wants to scale a nutrition business or wants help on that end, of course, you can reach out to us at lifebasedsolutions.com. You can book a call with our team. We'll walk you through our program. That's awesome. But more than that, we're going to be around the diabetes group. We're going to help educate. If you guys have questions and anybody wants to reach out, you'll be seeing me in there. You can always reach out and email me at trevor@lifebasedsolutions.com. And I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you have. For me, it's about changing the status quo and I think fixing a broken system. I want to do more than just have people throw medication at them to fix type 2 diabetes and being overweight and obese. And I think we do that through education and showing them there is light at the end of the tunnel and we can provide that. So yeah, feel free to reach out, whether it's our website or email, and we'll see you guys in the group too. It'll be a lot of fun moving forward.
Awesome.
Thank you, Trevor. And Vic, wrap it up, please.
Well, thanks. Thanks, Irina. Well, my cousin Shelley said something once that really landed with me. She said, Vic, 10% of the world makes total sense to me. The other 90%, not so much. And the 10% that makes sense to me doesn't make sense to anybody else. So that's why it's so important for us to collaborate and co-create with other people, because everybody brings their own insights and lights up different parts of the world for us. And you can reach me at empowerpeople.care. If you click the support button, it'll go straight to me. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Empowerpeople, all one word, .care.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Irina. This has been wonderful. I have thoroughly enjoyed being with all of you and love how you are contributing to the world. Thank you so much for what you're doing in the world and the difference that you are making in the lives that you're changing. And thank you for supporting my friend Irina and helping her on this journey where she is really making an impact in the lives of others as well. Thank you for being there to support her.
Thank you, Regina. Thank you for opportunity for me to introduce your people to my people. And as I said, this is just a small group of my people. So looking forward.
We'll do it again.
More. Yes.
And with anybody else here who wants to do it, we'll do a show as well. So thank you for joining us, folks. We'll see you next time on Collaboration Conversations. Bye for now.
Bye.